What is up, my LSX crazed amigos? It's your boy Terry speaking from the garage shop again. You know, if you some more big bang for the buck product and info. What's up? As you guys can see, I'm getting back on the 67 Chevelle. You know, I'm kind of smoothing out the firewall. You know, I like a smooth firewall, but I don't like it too smooth. So what I did was I covered up the heater box because I'm going to go with probably a vintage air setup. And like these indentations in the firewall, I'm going to leave them because I think they're character marks. I'm going to, you know, leave those and a couple of others so it don't look too smooth. Because when you got a firewall that looks too smooth, it just, to me, just doesn't look right. But that's not what we're talking about. Today, we're going to have a little fun. You know why? Because like I said, we're getting back on the 67 Chevelle, and I need to start hanging some panels. I need to start getting this thing back so we can take the body off and get it to rotisserie. So I got a situation I want you guys to help me with. It's about the doors. Yeah, I got two doors, but I have one car. So both doors, they have issues. So I want you guys to help me decide which door I should fix and which door I should use as probably scrap metal. So I got the doors right behind me. So let's go over and talk about them. Now, as you can see, I got two doors here. I got a door number one and I got a door number two. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna expose the good and the bad and the advantages and disadvantages of each door. So what I need from you guys, everyone, I need you to let me know in a comment, which door would you prefer to fix and hang on the 67 Chevelle? Both of them are original GM metal, and I like that. But like I said, each door has its own little problems, but it also has their good points. We're gonna take each door, and I'm gonna show you the good and the bad. And then, like I said, that'll help you make a decision on which door I should go with, door number one or door number two. Let's get going, this is gonna be fun. After chemically stripping door number one, you can see that this door is very smooth. The skin is in beautiful condition. Yeah, you had a little bit of dings like this. For a door to be over 50 years old, this door is in really good shape. But there are some flaws. The truffle spots, you see, right here then. And if you go on the other side, you see, all right there, that has to be replaced. And the front of the door is pretty much the same thing. Right there. And if you get under the door, see right there. So this door basically can be fixed, but I would have to sacrifice door number two. That's what's up with door number one. Which brings us to door number dos. That's number two. As you can see, this door has some serious issues on the skin. Skin, you know, is pretty beat. You can tell that there's been a lot of body work done to this car. It's been hit several times. You know, right off the bat, you can see, you know, this has to be pushed out. This is all banged in. You know, I started working on some of it, got some of the dents out. But like I said, once you take the paint off, you could now see all the damage for the past 50 years. Now, like I was saying, cut this piece out and this piece right there, and you see that section right here, right there, cut that piece, put it on door number one, and you have a beautiful all GM, which is better metal, passenger side door for a 67 Chevelle. An easy repair for this would be to replace the door skin, because the shell of this door is in beautiful condition. So now if I was to go and reskin this door with an aftermarket company, you know, yeah, it'll look good, but sometimes they don't line up properly. The skin doesn't line up properly because of the tooling, and you might have a hard time lining the door up. Now, when you reskin a door, you got to make sure you're pretty much dead on, because you have a little maneuverability on where the door and the shell will will live. So you want to make sure it's dead on. And you can reskin this, but you're not going to have GM metal. The shell of this door, when I say the shell, I mean the backside, the whole door itself, minus the skin, is in wonderful condition. So that's door number 2. You know, I like to keep it all GM. I like to keep as much original metal to clean with the car. The metal will fit a lot better. All right, and I know some of you guys are thinking, hey, Terry, why don't you just put a door skin on that shell and just end it? You could do that, but sometimes the aftermarket metal doesn't fit as well as you think, and you're going to spend more time adding metal, sanding metal off of an aftermarket door skin than you would as if you went and gone and repaired the original GM. Keep it all GM. Keep it all original. There you have it. That's what I'm up against. So I want to hear from all you beautiful people with all your beautiful automotive minds and let me know what route I should go. But at this time, I want to say thank you guys for all the interest and all the caring and sharing and all the love, man. This has been fun that everyone's been showing Coverman in this garage shop. But I'm looking at the clock on the wall, way back in that corner, or should I say ceiling. It's time for me to head on off and get prepared because we're gonna start back on the 67 Chevelle project. It's been a long time. We got a rotisserie coming, so we're gonna smack that metal and we're gonna flip the body and then we're gonna rub it on down with some sandpaper, get it all nice and shiny so we can put it in epoxy. And I'm looking forward to this thing. We got some surprises, we got some new vendors, and I'll introduce you to them. And we're just gonna have a good time putting this car back together. You guys don't wanna miss that. But as always, at this time, please be easy. And I'll catch you guys real soon. Take care. It's a 12.